Lions Den boxing community on behalf of LDBCsports.com. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison, back with my dear friend Angela Riptide Whitley. And if y'all remember Angela, Angela did kickboxing, Muay Thai, and let me tell you, the girl tough. The, uh-oh, hold on. I gotta that echo every time I do a stream podcast. It echoes, But
Okay.
all right, guys, keep it very respectable, okay? I will be monitoring the comment section, okay? Anything crazy, anything goofy, I'm going to take you off the air. Now, with that, we have Angela here. Listen, y'all don't know who this is. I'm telling you, I get the opportunity to talk. Y'all just don't know who this is. This is Angela Riptide Whitley. This is Angela. This is the one that took Jarena Jojo Bars to the limit. This is the one that won the WKN Super Championship at Super Combat. She kneed that girl in the head, and the girl just fell over. This is Angela. This is Angela. People, go tell your friends. Go tell everybody that the coach is talking live with Riptide. Riptide, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. I'm doing well. I'm here stateside. I'm in Texas right now visiting my parents.
Okay. All right. So she visiting her parents, and guys, what we're going to discuss is we're going to talk about the events in Puerto Rico. We're going to talk about this, and basically, I guess some of the stuff that people living here in America or in states, we don't know what's going on, but she's been there. Okay, she's been living it. And it's been like, and I always say, Angela, it's an apocalypse over there, because with so much stuff that's not happening. So could you kind of like give people a rundown of really what the situation is?
Yes, it's not good. Obviously. We got hit by a Hurricane Irma. It kind of just touched Puerto Rico, but it still caused power outages, and some people still didn't get their power restored when 2 weeks later when Maria hit. So after Maria, that's what took the cake. It really devastated the entire island. Like there wasn't a place on the island that it hadn't touched and destroyed pretty much. I just remember city. I actually was in the eye of the storm, the northern part of that wall, and I experienced the just the destruction, and it was very scary just being in the house and hearing everything that was going on outside. It started at like 3 in the morning, but it really kicked off like around 6 or 7. And I thought maybe, okay, I'll just sleep through it. I'll wake up in the morning and then we'll just deal with whatever happens. But I couldn't sleep through it. Just the noise that it created, and the pressure in the inside of the house was so intense. I had to open up some windows, not completely, but just to kind of release some of that pressure. It was, if you can imagine being in an airplane when your ears start to pop, it was like 10 times worse than that. So then, the next morning, well, that following morning, a couple hours later, when it subsided, I just thought that because the night before the news said that it was really, really going to get bad around 10 in the morning, and then like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, like really just start ripping everything up. But we lost all communication, so we didn't actually realize that the worst had already passed. So we were waiting on it. We thought maybe this is just the eye, and then it's going to hit us again. But it had passed, but it was still super windy, and just the street was completely flooded. Every tree was stripped of every single leaf. It looked like winter in New England. Like the whole island looks that way, and that's definitely not how a tropical island should look. It never looks like that here. It always rains in the trees and the forest, and the rainforest is super healthy, but the rainforest and everything just looks completely bare and naked, and almost like the trees have been scorched. And the trees that are still standing, that is, because a lot of the trees were knocked down or ripped completely out of the ground, like roots and everything, like big trees. And it was very dangerous because I tried to leave the next day to go to my apartment, because I didn't stay in my apartment for the storm. I actually went to a place that was more secure. It was about an hour away. Actually, I went towards the storm where the storm entered the island, so that's why I caught the eye, the northern wall of the eye. And I just couldn't get to my apartment, which is in La Perla, Old San Juan. I just couldn't get to my apartment. I couldn't even get on the highway just because there were so many trees scattered across the roads, power lines everywhere, the big poles that the power lines are attached to, just so much debris and devastation. And some people were driving, but on the opposite side of the highway, like against traffic. It was very dangerous. So I turned around, went back to the house, and was like, okay, well, this trip isn't going to happen today. Let me just try to clean up around and everything, all the trees that are broken and fallen around the house, and help the neighbors out around that area. I just, to try to clean up a little bit. And then the following day, I was able to go to my apartment. So 2 days later, I was able to go to my apartment and make that drive on the highway, which is like an hour drive. But it took longer than that just because there was so much debris still on the road. And the people are the ones, the residents are the ones who cleared the path. Like, people were out there with their machetes, cutting the trees and moving things out of the way. It wasn't the National Guard, and FEMA obviously wasn't there yet. So most of the roads that were cleared were because of the residents. So yeah, I got to my apartment. I was expecting it to be really bad because I live in a barrio right along the water, and it's very old. But I live in a concrete structure. My apartment's concrete, so it just had some damage to the concrete. All of my plumbing was gone, and my door was missing. But I was fortunate because my neighbors who had wooden houses, they don't have roofs anymore, or they don't have anything. So I was very fortunate that I didn't have it as bad as everyone else. And on top of that, I don't really have many material things or belongings, so I didn't really have much to lose. So yeah, it's just a very sad and depressing situation over there. I'm very happy that I was able to get off of the island because a lot of people couldn't. The airport is still not running at full capacity as far as I know, and people's flights were being canceled and postponed. So I actually took a boat from Puerto Rico to the Dominican Republic. It was a 13.5-hour boat ride. And when I got to the Dominican Republic, I could fly from there to the States. So it's been a mission to get here, and it's definitely been a mission living over there. The aftermath is the worst part. The hurricane was bad, and it was very scary to sit through and listen, and you don't know what's going on outside. You can kind of see it, but you're just, you don't know what you're going to wake up to the next day. Or in my case, I didn't even go to sleep, but just, you don't know what you're going to see when the sun comes up. But the aftermath is the most devastating part because, like you said, it is completely like the apocalypse. Like, if you ever seen The Walking Dead, where people are trying to find supplies and resources, it's just like that over there. And for I think a whole week, it was difficult to get gas. You couldn't even get gas. People were waiting in line for hours and hours and hours. There was a curfew in place. People were breaking curfew just to go wait in line at a gas station to hopefully try to get gas. I think it wasn't until the second week that gas was starting to be delivered, and the lines were just ridiculous. I would get in line at like 4:30 in the morning, breaking curfew, 4:30 in the morning, and not get gas until like 10 in the morning. And then there was a limit. There's like a $20 limit. So you maybe if you were on empty, you just get what you could get. And if you had extra tanks, you couldn't fill them up. So everything, even over there, when I left about a week and a half ago, like 2 Sundays ago was when I got to the States. And before I left, you just had to get in line for everything. Every little thing that you can think of that's easy to do in the States. Oh, I need to get some bread, or I'm hungry. I'm driving. I want to go to whatever this fast food place and get something to eat. It's a super process over there. Even if you need to go to the pharmacy, they don't even let you inside. You have to wait in line outside, and when it's your turn, they come to the door and ask you what you want, and they go and get it for you. They tell you how much it costs, and then you pay them. You get whatever medication you need, and everything's in cash. I think maybe by now some places are up and running and accepting like ATM and credit cards, but everything then was just cash. So if you didn't go to the ATM and before the hurricane, then you were just kind of out of luck. But I did prepare well before the hurricane. I took money out of the ATM machine, so because I knew that's how it was going to be. I stocked up on a lot of water. I had a colleague of mine from school with me as well, and we were kind of a team, and we stocked up on water, all the canned goods we could get. So we just tried to make sure all flashlights, batteries, candles, lanterns, you name it, first aid kit, all the tools that we had, because you know that you're going to need all of that stuff. So we were prepared. Lots of people didn't get prepared. And I think those are the ones who suffered the most. That's why a lot of my friends were messaging me, are you okay? Are you okay? Can we send you anything? And I'm like, look, I'm okay for now, but there are a lot of people who do need things. So if you send me anything, I'm going to distribute it to my neighbors because they have nothing. And that's another thing with the communications. There were zero communications. It's still like that now. In the city in San Juan, sorry, that's where you could get the best signal. But outside of that, there were no communications at all. So it was difficult for me because if I needed to communicate, I had to drive an hour or more from where I was staying in Macau to get to San Juan. And then that means, okay, well, if I'm going to keep making that drive back and forth just to communicate, I need to be in line early all morning to get gas. It's just a process.
Wow.
It's a process, yeah.
So, I mean, and guys, you guys, y'all really need to understand what the depravity of this situation is. Like, it's intense, okay? I mean, when she said it's like the apocalypse, guys, if you ever watch Resident Evil, if you ever watched The Walking Dead, like, literally, y'all, this is somebody, she lives in Puerto Rico, okay? She's there every day of the week, okay? She's living, she's communicating, she's doing everything in Puerto Rico, guys. And she's explaining to y'all, look, this is what's going down in Puerto Rico, okay? This is what's happening. The communication lines, they're not there, guys. Guys, we're going to get educated because in American news media, they're telling you some of the story, but they're not telling you everything. They're not telling you every single thing. They're making it seem like that this is just a light situation, that the people of Puerto Rico will recover in no time. And that's the appearance. Oh, it was a bad hurricane. That's how the news over here, is kind of portraying it. So, guys, they're fighting for supplies. The mail. I mean, Angela, maybe you can even talk about how the mail it can get into you. Like it's
Yeah.
supposed to.
So, so my classmate was using my PO box because he didn't have one, and a lot of people wanted to send him packages. And the packages that were sent to him right after the hurricane didn't arrive, but the packages that were sent a week after the hurricane did arrive. And there's been lots of stories like that where people just aren't receiving the packages that were mailed to them. And I don't know where they went or where they got lost in the transit, but if that's a problem. People aren't getting the supplies that they need that are being sent to them by family members from the States, in addition to not getting the supplies that FEMA is distributing. Yeah, it's a disaster over there. And it's really sad. It's very depressing. I got depressed within those first 2 weeks of just having to just have to deal with waking up super early in the morning every day just to go do basic, simple things just to make it. Waking up super early just to start the day to, okay, well, we got to clean this, we got to fix this, this is broken, we got to remove all this debris because everything is it's a mess. I'm pretty sure things are much better over there now, but at that time it was just You know, you're not sleeping because how can you sleep? You know, everything's on your mind. Like, oh, well, what's tomorrow going to be like? Or I know such and such. I want to communicate with my family. I know such and such is worried about me, but I know it's going to be a mission to try to communicate with them. And that was a difficult part because, you know, everybody at home is watching. Everybody you know that's not on the island is watching on the news what's happening or what happened in Puerto Rico, but you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on in the next town or anywhere else, or even like where you are. You can listen to the AM radio if you have an AM radio, or you have a car that plays that you can turn on and listen to the AM radio. But even then, you have to be tuned in at the right time for them to tell you certain things, because it's not like you can just get on the internet and see what's going on here, what's going on there. So the communication was a big bummer. That was probably the most difficult part. And just getting in touch with other people on the island to see if they're okay, people that you do know.
Guys, Angela is telling us the 100% raw, okay? This, I mean, you're not going to get this. You're not going to get this through the news. You're not going to see this. Guys, this is 100% raw of what's going on in Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico is a part of the U.S., okay? And people seem to forget that. And I've had people argue with me in my comment section saying that Puerto Rico is not part of the U.S., but you got to educate yourself, okay? She is telling us, okay, this woman is a skilled and trained professional fighter. You know, she's, you know, so she's a natural survivor. So if anybody who's going to survive this apocalypse, it's Angela Riptide Whitley. This is my dear friend. And she, you know, she's in a much better place now. But man, 2 weeks ago, when everybody was reaching out, you know, and the uncertainty. I mean, Angela, I mean, how did it feel to just, you know, what kind of thoughts were going through your head when you were just, you didn't know, you know, would you ever even make it to even see some of your family back here in the States? I mean, was your mom, you know, because I know you and your mom are very close, you know, did she think that she was ever going to, you know, see you again, come back to the States?
Well, my mom, she worries about me regardless, even if I'm like, okay. She was communicating with me the whole time up until we lost communications. And I just told her one last time, I said, Mom, don't worry about me. I'm in a really secure place. It's completely concrete. This place that I'm at, it's survived Hurricane Hugo, all these other hurricanes. I'll be fine, and I'll contact you when I can. So she was like, all right, and she left it at that. Yeah, but no, it's good to be here now. I do have to go back to Puerto Rico on Sunday though, in a few days. But I'm eager to go back because I just want to see how things have progressed, even though I kind of know things have progressed, but just very slowly. It's going on 4 weeks now, and the progression it should be much better than it is. You know, I think we're still in the emergency phase, and we should be in the recovery phase by now. I just know a lot of people are still suffering. Like I said, they're not getting the help that they need. And I tell people I'm okay, but there's a lot of people who aren't. Especially the people who are in more remote places. I think people who are within San Juan, the metropolitan area, are doing a little bit better than the people who are like in the mountains, like in Orocovis or even in Arecibo and other places. They're not getting the help that they need, unfortunately.
Wow. Wow. That's, I mean, it actually, it is kind of sad because, you know, the exact same things, you know, happen here sometimes in the States. You know, I know you mentioned Hurricane Hugo, and I remember Hurricane Hugo, it was devastating. I mean, it got to the point where, you know, so much of our city where I live at was so much destroyed that people actually, they started looting. And I remember my uncle, you know, he's a marksman, and he taught me everything I know about shooting rifles and how to shoot from a distance. We had somebody kick in one of our doors, you know, and he actually told me, he said, you know, he gave me a rifle and he said, okay, so people going crazy, you know, so he told me to stand at one door and he stood at the other door. And he said, anybody come in through the door, you pull the trigger. I mean, that's how bad it got. So, I mean, how bad is it in Puerto Rico? I mean, with the looting, you know, the people doing all kind of crazy stuff now.
But with my personal experience, I didn't know about the looting because I was kind of away from all of that. And like I said, I didn't have any kind of communications to or ability to see the news and hear about that. But apparently there was some looting going on. I think it's all under control now because once the National Guard got there, they started to deploy military personnel to different places like gas stations, stores, wherever. The looting was being done. Oh, I found out later. A lot of the looting was being done at stores that had been, exposed. Like the roof had been ripped off, the door has been ripped wide open, the windows busted out. People were just going in there and taking stuff. I think that's mostly what happened. When devastation happens, people just get desperate. I don't think there's really been much violence, honestly. I will say that Puerto Ricans in general on the island have come together to help each other, especially when they see that they're not getting the help that they should be getting from the government. So I can definitely say that. I can attest to that.
Well,
Especially in my neighborhood in La Perla. It's a very small community, less than 500 residents, but they all come together to help each other. Even the day after, that morning after the storm passed, you see everybody coming out of their homes and helping each other. If trees fell on top of cars, people, okay, well, let's get the machetes out and the chainsaws and let's go to work. Let's get this place, cleaned up. So you saw people helping and neighbors cooking, cooking for each other and sharing food. The neighbor brought over some arroz con pollo, so some rice and chicken.
yeah.
Because everybody knows, it's hard times and they have to come together to help each other if they want to make it. They can't depend on the government. I really think that they're really starting to see now they can't depend on the government to try to fix the situation for them.
No, and I got my opinions, about excuse me, boy, getting choked up. Must be some fanboys coming in here. I got my situation about the government, and I always look at, they think they treat people as sheeple, so and I guess the masses need to understand that we should be making the government work for us, not us working for the government. So I guess when people understand that concept, if we all actually came together, any kind of sheep, all sheep, then guess what, then the government can't do what they want to do because a lot of Puerto Ricans, even the mayor, boy, they was frustrated with, I guess the nonchalantness of President Trump. They was frustrated, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then he came in and, started shooting the paper towels. I mean, I looked at that and I'm like, well, damn. I mean, what? I mean, I had a thousand things to say. I was like, well, I mean, what were your general thoughts about, like, I guess how long it took for the aid to get there? Even some of the supplies being held up, and then you got the president shooting these paper towels at people. I mean,
I definitely think that his behavior was quite insensitive. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of Trump. I think the guy's a buffoon.
God, yeah,
um,
oh yeah,
he
good.
could be doing more for the citizens here because, like, everybody knows now. Everybody in America knows now. Puerto Ricans are American citizens. They didn't know before; they know now. So
And see, and I tried to tell y'all, this, but no, coach. Well, you're just a coach. You're not a history person. You don't know anything about geography. And then the person that said that, you even spelled geography wrong. Hey, there's spell check. And I tried to tell that person. But you got a Puerto Rican who, I mean, she's not Puerto. You got somebody who lives in Puerto Rico that's telling you that Puerto Rico is a part of the USA. How you gonna explain that, fanboy? I know you won't come back. I know you won't come in the stream. I know you won't.
I have been a resident of Puerto Rico for 5 years now. This is my home. This is where I go to school. I'm working on my PhD. This is where I have a community that I belong to, La Perla. This is where I represent every time I fight. I always wear the flag if I can, and I always represent. Everybody knows I'm representing Puerto Rico. I tell people, no, I'm not from Puerto Rico, but my home is here, and my heart is definitely Boricua. So, I love this place, and I've lived in many different countries, but I really love it here, and this is my home. So, and I like I said, I may not be born here, but it really hurts my heart to see the people. I'm going to say they're my people. They are my people. To see them have to go through this, because it's very heartbreaking. It's very depressing, you know. And you just there's nothing that you can really do about it, because the scale of the help that they need, it's not within your power. I did what I could, you know. Luis Fonsi, the singer of the Despacito song, everybody knows that song, and everybody knows La Perla now because of that song, because he filmed it in La Perla. Well, he came one day, when I just before I flew here, he came to the neighborhood with a big truck and with the National Guard, and he was helping to hand out food and water, and we formed a big chain gang. I jumped in there and I just was like, okay, let's do this. And I, you know, start passing the water down, passing all the supplies off of the truck until it got down into La Perla, and then everybody could go and get something. That's another thing. I know he's doing the best he could do, and he's trying to raise funds as well. So you know, I'm very grateful for that, and to see like all the celebrities and even non-celebrities just coming together to try to help the island. I think that the government could be doing a better job, as everybody probably thinks. The supplies that have been given out from FEMA, they're not real meals. I know, because I got a box, and in that box was 3 meals, and those meals consisted of 2 cans of Chef Boyardee SpaghettiOs, and one small box of Frosted Flakes, and there was a little sippy box of milk, 2 little things of applesauce, and I think like a bag of peanuts, like snacks. It's all pretty much snacks. And that is not nutritional for anyone, let alone people who are athletes. I'm not the only athlete on the island. So that's what FEMA is giving out, and they're saying, okay, well, that's your 3 meals. And they're giving that to like families too, with like a few bottles of water. And I don't know if people know, but the water on the island is not potable. 50%, when I left, 50% of the island had running water. I did not. I was using a lot of rainwater for whatever I needed, to flush the toilets, wash my clothes, whatever, you know. And then the drinking water that I had bought before the storm happened, I had plenty of that to last me. But the problem over there is a problem over there is the lack of fresh, clean water. And I do know that the governor was trying to get people some filters and like tablets that you can put in the water to purify it. I don't know how many, or if he even had enough for everyone on the island. Probably not, because he's working off of what's been given to him. So that's a problem. I know some illnesses are breaking out because of the water being contaminated. It was right before I left. I you know, if you wanted to go to the beach, you had to be very careful. Actually, I wouldn't even have recommended going in the beach. My background is marine biology, and I'm currently working on my PhD in environmental sciences. So, you know, I know that after a storm like that, you don't go in the water anywhere, just because of the contamination. And sure enough, the beaches along the coast were contaminated. Even the rivers were contaminated with E. coli, which, you know, comes from feces. So
Yeah.
if they don't start getting on the ball, and I know I keep hearing we're working on it, but come on, it's going on 4 weeks. And like I said, things should be in the recovery phase, not still in the emergency phase, especially with the people in the hospital. Like, come on. I don't know. They do need help. They need help from their government, and Trump should be doing more, and they're just not getting it. And it's really sad.
Wow. Yeah, Trump, he was insensitive, you know, and I don't think anybody's going to say anything about you know, them going to Las Vegas, because what happened in Las Vegas, you know, that was bad too, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were really quick, you know, to go to Las Vegas, and then it's like Puerto Rico, Texas, you know, all that other stuff happened in Texas. You know, they were slow to get to Texas. They were slow to Florida. They were slow to Puerto Rico, and it's almost like, yeah, it was like nonchalant, like you said, he was being buffoonish, you know, like, and
He wanted to bring up the national debt, and it's like, dude, this is not the time to bring up a debt. Like, people are dying. Eugene was right. People are slowly dying because they can't get the help that they need. And people are hungry, they're not able to get clean water. It's like, and you want to bring up a debt? Like, the whole island pretty much just got destroyed, and you want to bring up the debt? It's like, come on. And not only that, like, yes, Puerto Rico, it's struggling, it's a disaster, but so is the US Virgin Islands. Like, they got smashed twice. Like, they're in bad shape as well, and you don't even hear that being covered on the news at all. Because after Hurricane Irma, a lot of the people from the U.S. Virgin Islands came to Puerto Rico to seek refuge, and a lot of people from Puerto Rico went over to the U.S. Virgin Islands because it's very close. They took their personal boats, whatever, to go get people, help them, and bring them over here. And for them to turn around and get hit by Maria again on that island, on those islands, and in Puerto Rico, like, that needs to be addressed as well. And I haven't heard anything about the restoration efforts going on over there. I'm sure there are some, but they're in bad shape too.
wow. So I mean, and guys, and y'all, you guys, you're listening to Angela Riptide Whitley, okay? And for those of y'all that just joined the podcast, this is a she's a professional fighter. You know, this woman, she's been dealing with the apocalypse in Puerto Rico. She's still been having, having time, she's still been having time to, trying to find time to train. And, her gym is actually shut down. So she's been trying to figure out what she needs to do. She's still been training. She's still been living a fighter lifestyle. And she had to get away to actually get some training into the States. I mean, folks, this is the heart of a fighter. I mean, this is what this woman, if you guys could really slip inside of her mind and what she's dealing with, you can kind of understand, and it's crazy because, she got to go back and she's got to face, whatever's there in Puerto Rico for her to face. And this is what you can tell she's a fighter because she said, yeah, I'm going to go back to Puerto Rico. Because, this woman is no stranger to just dealing with just certain things, so, I mean, I know, Angela, I think I've known you now for about a year now, over a year.
Yeah, a little over a
Right?
year. A little over a
Yeah.
year.
And every time I've interviewed and talked to this woman, no matter what's going on in her life, she's always positive. She's always positive. And even when stuff is just going wrong, she still manages to portray and really put out the radiance of just positive vibes, because in her mind, everything gets better. So I can, it's really, guys, I'm talking to Angela. I don't even know if y'all even get to understand why I like talking to this person probably more than any other people that I've ever talked to just on anything, because the dedication, the motivate, how she's motivated to just get stuff done. She don't sit around, she's not waiting on somebody to do stuff for her. She's out in the community. She's doing more. Like, you got these so-called people that they're trying to get, publicity to themselves, and they're, tweeting and all this stuff. Well, I'm doing this for Puerto Rico. You know what? She's not talking about it. She's out there doing it. People sending this woman goods. She's giving it to her neighbors. But see, people don't want to talk about this, but I want to talk about it. I don't care if I ever talk about fighting again. If I could just talk to 100 people, 1,000 people like Angela, I'd be like, wow, you know what? It's all worth it, because you can see the person who doing all this great stuff. Guys, y'all got to tell somebody. I can't believe who I'm talking. I'm talking to Angela, and that's just how it is. I'm talking to Angela. So, with all that being done, Angela, with all that being done,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So, what is the mayor? What else is the mayor doing? Is she reaching out to other? Is she reaching out to other provinces in that area? I mean, heck, has she reached out to you, because they gave you a key to the city, didn't they? I think no, they gave you a key.
No, I never got a key to the city. I just met the previous governor before Rosselló became governor. I just met him once. He came down into La Perla one time, but no, I didn't get a key to the city. I gotta step my game up and work on that.
Yeah. Well, your time coming. I think you about to get that key. We need to get us a petition going. Give Angela that key to the city because you're doing a lot of stuff. Got a lot of so-called people. They think they're doing something, but Angela out here getting it done. Okay. And I think even P Diddy gave $100,000 or something.
He did. Wow.
Yeah, P Diddy. He gave $100,000 to help Puerto Rico. Yeah, and people say, well, Coach, you don't live in Puerto Rico. Why would you talk about Puerto Rico? Well, because my friend do. She lives in Puerto Rico. So, if she lives in Puerto Rico, I'm gonna talk about Puerto Rico. That's how it is. But so now with all this thing, Puerto Rico is trying to recover. What what is it going to take now for you to actually get back into the routine of just trying to get into fighting normal again? Because I know that's something you really want to do, and you've been kind of waiting on a fight, and fights are coming, and I think didn't somebody pull out, or they were going to fight you, and then they pulled out, and then
I think there was something lined up, but then the person got injured. And so you break something, then you can't get in the ring. That's understandable. Yeah, and then there was another fight, but there was issues with getting a visa. So my time will come. It wasn't meant to be anyway because that was around hurricane time, and I probably wouldn't have been able to get off the island to fly out there for it anyway. So, what things happen for a reason. I'll just continue to be patient, and gives me more time to perfect myself and work on my craft wherever I can. Yeah, well, when I get back, we'll see. I definitely feel refreshed because I've been able to train in the States with some great people who have really um, welcomed me with open arms and have been very patient with me and just great about sharing their knowledge with me and their time and their gyms. So
Mhm.
I'm very grateful for that. It's very different to be able to train with athletes in the States because,
Yeah.
I'm kind of restricted to a small island. So, no, I feel definitely refreshed, and I have a better mentality about going back to Puerto Rico. I'm looking forward to going back. I'm looking forward to seeing my teammates again, rounding them up, and showing them, hey, we can still train together. Let's do this. If you still want to be active, you still want to practice Muay Thai, let's not let it die just because the gym is closed. Let's keep working on this and let's do it together. I'll probably even reach out to some of the boxing gyms, whatever's left standing. And, because that's something that I didn't utilize. Puerto Rico's known for boxing, but I never went to any of the boxing gyms to get to know those guys, and even for them to get to know me and what I'm about and what I'm trying to do for the island as far as Muay Thai goes. So it's sad what happened, but it's a clean slate. It's a chance for regrowth and to reset
Mhm.
and just a different chapter, another chapter, and we'll see where it goes. So I'm very optimistic. I still have the drive in me, and I'm really looking forward to just getting back to it. It will take some time for any sort of normality to return. I think that the governor recently said that he thinks that the power will be restored mid December. Originally, they were saying it was going to take 4 months to a year. If he can get it by mid December, that's awesome. I know it's a long time of 3 months without electricity, but whatever. My school is also talking about opening up again when I get back, like at the end of October. So things are moving. I'm feeling motivated. I'm very, very grateful that I got to spend some time in the States and kind of refresh my mind and in my soul. Because I tell you what, it had been a month since I really trained hard, but my body was feeling beat up. My mind was feeling beat up just from dealing with the aftermath of the hurricane and everything that entailed. So I'm ready to go back now and help whoever needs help. And yeah, get back to it. Try to restore some kind of normality.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's what you deserve. I know December, and I know you've had a lot of frustrations. We talked about some of those, and you know, but I think that I don't know, because people just want to give stuff to you. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, because we were just talking, and you was telling me, how people just want to give you stuff, and it's kind of like, you got that kind of spirit about you where people, they know where you're going. You can look at somebody, you can tell how they talk, you can see how they move, and you know that they're going somewhere. Like, you're sitting here now, you're talking about PhDs, you talking about a PhD, all this stuff is going on in Puerto Rico, and then you talking about, okay, who you want to beat up next. I mean, it's getting it. I mean, Angela, you are getting it. Like, you getting it. And then you just like, hey, everybody could have ran. You could have said, look, I'm not going back to Puerto Rico. I can just stay here in the States if I want to. But you're going back to Puerto Rico. You're going to face, okay, listen, you're facing that head on. This is probably tougher than any opponent that you've ever faced. You're going back to go face that. You're going to deal with the issue head on. And I think that anything that challenge you in life, that's your whole thing. Even how you fight, you go head on, and you press forward. So I can really, really admire that about that. Okay, I admire that about you, and that's why I really like interviewing you so much, because even I can interview with you, and it's like, God, okay, wow, it's really crappy going on. But then you'll kick some knowledge, you'll kick some jewels, just like right now. I'm thinking about something, and then to hear you talk about how you're overcoming all this stuff. You're still trying to find time to train. You're still looking for a fight. You're still doing a whole lot of stuff. And I'm like, it's not that bad. What would Angela Riptide Whitley do? What would she do? You know, if I fell down and I hurt myself, what would Angela do? She'd get up. If I didn't have a job, what would Angela do? She'd go find 5 jobs. You know, like, so I really appreciate that about you. And I appreciate you for sharing, what's really going on, because y'all, they're not telling you everything. Y'all tell your friends. Angela Riptide Whitley is telling y'all the 2020. She's telling y'all everything. So you got to listen to it. Okay. So, Angela, let's do this. Okay. Let's talk about something that puts you into a great mood. Let's talk about punching people, kicking people, wrestling people. See, I knew it. I knew it. I knew you was gonna do it. I knew you was gonna show the pearly whites. I don't even know if you got braces. You paid so much for it, but that's okay. Now we finna get you happy, okay? See,
Okay.
that's bad when you tell somebody about punching somebody in the face and they start laughing. I'm like, what the heck? That's okay. I would never spar at you, because you definitely break my nose, so it's cool.
No, I'm super easy to spar with. Like, I'm very easy going. I just played pity pat.
Right? Yeah, sure. Tell my audience that. Don't lie to my audience. Come on, Angela. You're good for that. Cut it out.
Really, really, I do. I like, since I started learning how to do the sport. That's how Coach Cummings taught us. You don't bust people up in sparring. You just work on your technique. And well, we have times when we bang, but usually it's not like that, because you know what, you may need to spar the next day, and you can't do that if you're all busted up. So no,
Yeah.
I'm super easy to spar with. A lot of people like sparring with me because I just touch. I just play tag.
Now, y'all, we doing this podcast in reverse order, okay? See, normally, I would say, Angela, you got to tell people about you, because see, from last time me and you talked, I got about like 2,000 new faces now that's looking, you
Oh
know,
wow.
that'll probably, see this over time. But, yo, you got to get people familiar with you, y'all. Guys, when y'all hear this story, how did Angela Riptide Whitley, matter of fact, how she get the Riptide name? I mean, Angela, you got to tell us all this. Come on now.
Yeah, well, my background is marine biology. So I'm a very ocean-oriented person. And a rip tide or a rip current, they're the same thing. You find them along the shore, and there's spots in the water that just create like a vortex that will suck you out to sea. And you can't swim against them. There are ways you can escape them. You just let it take you out, and then you swim around, or you just swim parallel to them. But you can't fight them. You can't swim back to the shore through them. Get tired and you drown. But they can be very strong. So I think that's kind of my style. I just kind of, because my background's wrestling, and I love clinching. So I
Mm.
just kind of like suck you in, and it's hard to get out, and I just go for it, and then
And
obviously, yeah, it's marine related. I love the ocean. So yeah, that's where the nickname came from.
okay. Now, Angela, my broadcast partner, amazing Eric, he's in the chat room. He said he bought movie tickets, so he can't disappoint. But next time, see Angela, I know we can talk, we can chat a lot. He's gonna come on, and I'm telling you, when both of us get together, it's crazy. It's pandemonium up in here. And you're already laughing now, but Eric wanted to tell you. He said, "Listen, Angela is a true inspiration. I can't sit in and hear this whole podcast, but I will for sure listen later. Great stuff here. Everyone hit that like button. Much love, fam." So, and he's my broadcast partner, and we can't tell you. Well, we're not going to disclose our name yet because our podcast. We got me and Eric got what, one, two, three. I think three podcasts together now. So, but we do really well together. We work together, just like I can talk to you, and it's just like we just talk, like we just it's not even an interview. I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
Same thing with him. We can go cold, do a podcast, but he's really, definitely he taking all his in. Trust me. And I wish, boy, I wish we could have had him on, but man, I was trying to talk him in, like, come on, just come on for a second, but he got movie tickets and he want to stay in good at home with his family. So
that's all right.
he-
I can respect that. I love going to the movies myself. So
yeah. I think Eric is going to see the X-Men, or he's going to see some kind of X-Men movie. Eric, I know you're going to get mad for telling people that. That's okay. And cut your nightlife off. Cut the nightlight off at night, okay? So trust me, he's going to get me for that. He's got me. So okay, let's get some of your thoughts. Let's talk. Now everybody know how Riptide came to be. Now let's get some of your views, okay? Let's get some of your views. Okay, what Cyborg versus Holly Holm? Who do you have winning that fight? I'm curious.
oh wow. Oh man, I haven't followed the UFC in for so long, but I know who you're talking about. Um, well, Cyborg, she's got that dominating way of fighting. Holly's quite technical. I that's tough. I would just go ahead and say Cyborg because you know what? I think she's been working on her skills a lot and not just going in and just clubbing people to death. I think she's been working on like, her Muay Thai and everything, and she's a good athlete. So is Holly. Holly's getting a little bit older. I think maybe she's not old, but older. Sorry, maybe she's starting to
Oh
slow down
Lord.
a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, you said it. You done said it. Angela, you done said you said,
No,
oh,
I didn't want it to come out
oh
like
Lord.
no. I
Oh
respect both
God.
of those fighters. They're both amazing fighters.
How you
But
gonna explain this? How are you gonna explain this? Come on, I got you. Don't try to backpedal now.
watch
Don't.
how you're gonna be like, who's this Angela chick? What's she talking about me being older?
Now
Actually, we're around the same age, so I think she might have like a year or two on me. But
she got like 4 years on you. You
oh,
talking about?
does she?
Yeah, Holly about to be 36.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I'll say Cyborg.
you know, God Almighty, Angela. Let me think on who I think I would win. I agree with you. See, that wasn't hard. That was not hard. Of course, I think Cyborg is going to win. So, and you pointed out, Angela, are you a true fighter? Because you just pointed out the technical things. You said Cyborg getting in the club people to death, and Angela, I keep trying to tell these folks, but they don't want to listen to me because I'm just coach. Okay, but now we got a professional. We got a professional right here. Okay, we got the Super Combat WKN champion right here. So you can't tell her that she don't know what she's talking about because she does. She knows a lot of what she's talking about, and that's just how it is. And yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you're going with Cyborg. Okay, so okay, in your opinion, do you think Holly? Do you think she's biting off too much, or do you think that this fight is going to be pretty competitive? Because you
So the
said
fight is
Cyborg would
gonna
win.
happen. The fight is happening, or it's just
Yeah.
hearsay.
Angela, we can't talk in hearsay. They both been hyping this fight up. They've been trash talking each other.
Oh,
This
okay.
fight is going down. This
I've
fight
been
is going
so
to go.
out of the loop with all that, just trying to, do the struggle up in in Puerto Rico and then just being happy to be back. I haven't watched TV or anything. Um, well, uh, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Oh no, Angela, we supposed to be we really good friends, and you forgot my question. I am so
Oh,
upset by
do
this.
I think that Holly's biting off more than she can chew? No,
Yes,
she's
ma'am.
a fighter. She wants to fight who's considered to be the best. Go for it. I'm a huge advocate for that. Shoot, I did it. If somebody's considered to be the best in the chin and Cyborg has that title and you want it, go for it. You know what? What do you got to lose? Nothing. She's the one that has everything to lose. Go for it. All the best to her. I don't think she's biting off more than she can chew. She's a veteran, She's a skilled athlete. I think it'll be a good fight.
Now with all that being said, how do you think the fight ends? Do you think it go to distance, TKO, put to sleep? How do you think this fight ends? Oh, she laughing. She laughing. No.
The way you
Oh.
were like put to sleep.
You're not supposed to be laughing. No,
I'm
Angela.
sorry. I'll get it together. I'll get it together. Well, you know what? No, I'm gonna say no. I don't think that Holly will get put to sleep. Not by the hands. Because she's pretty evasive. Misha did put her to sleep with on the ground, but I think it could go the distance. Why not? I'm pretty sure Holly's training like a mofo for this fight if she wants it to happen, and she's gonna try to exploit every weakness that she can, like she did with Ronda. So I think it'll go the distance. Why not? Heck,
Okay.
you know what? She could even pull an upset. You never know with fighting. You really never know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm listening. I'm listening. Okay. So you're a person, definitely you believe in the upset. The upset it's probably imminent.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all, you heard Riptide. You heard it from the Riptide. She's a professional. She knows what she's talking about. If you don't listen to Riptide, then there's something wrong with you. That's just how it is. There's
I
something wrong with you.
believe in the upset, and I do. I support the underdog. I like both of them, to be honest.
Mhm.
I'm usually always the underdog. That's why I'm like, yeah, pro underdog. But I think that Cyborg will win it, but that you never know. Holly can pull an upset. You never know. But like I said, I think they're both good athletes. They're good fighters, and it's it's just gonna come down to, I guess, who wants it more, who can perform the best, whose night it is that night.
Okay.
We'll
All right.
see.
Angel, you sound like one of those commentators, man. You actually sounded pretty good. You actually sound one of those people that be on TV that actually got the microphone and I ask a
I was
question.
just about to say I'm no commentator, but that's just, we'll see how it goes.
You sounded good. Okay, so let's look at some of these comments, okay? And then Angela, part of this, like I said, we're trying to be a little lighthearted right now because you already talked about the stuff that got you, you kind of had to think, and it was a little bit more, emotional, a little bit. So now let's get some of these fan comments, Angela. And let me tell y'all something, okay? Um, y'all got to follow Riptide on social media. She's got a Facebook, and guys, I will have all that information in the link the description in this video. Normally, we do our videos by Skype, but then, I'm having camera issues. So here we go. But next time we're going to definitely get the whole shebang up there. And I got a nice little intro video for Angela too. Y'all got to see that one. I like that intro, but I'll make another one. Okay, let's see. Here goes some questions. Okay, let's see. How do I? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, okay. Somebody says. Okay, TC says, "Do you want to fight Jarena Jojo Bars again?"
Yeah, I definitely would. I think I mentioned that in the post-fight interview that you and I had. That yeah, I'd be open to it. Fight another Muay Thai fight again. I guess yeah, why not? I fought her once. I'll fight her again. Why not?
Yeah, now come on, now she's not gonna fight you in MMA, so you gotta, so yeah, it's gonna have to be Muay Thai because she ain't doing, she's done with MMA. Well, that's what
Yeah,
she told me that anyway. She said she's done with that.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I'm done with MMA.
but
I think.
Angela, you was good at it. Come
Well,
on.
you know what? I'll be honest with you. I've had 2 knee surgeries, so
Oh, okay.
that rolling on the ground, wrestling is my first sport and my love. But Muay Thai is much easier on my body and easier for me to adapt to. I would have to just modify too much about everything with MMA, and then just I know if I fought MMA, unless the price was right, I would probably just be too worried about somebody getting a hold of mm, those surgery areas and just ruining my the rest of my career. I don't know. I
You would probably have to hurt a mofo, boy. They mess with them surgically knees, wouldn't you? You probably have to hurt them bad.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Let's see. My boy here says, "Oh, boy, everybody hard on Jermaine Durandame. Will you come fight Jermaine Durandame, please?" Yes, yes.
Sure, why not?
Okay, Lighthawk. Okay.
Because she's still with the UFC, right?
Yeah. Yep, Jermaine Durandame.
But she started Muay Thai, yeah, I believe. Yeah, she started Muay Thai, and she was pretty badass in Muay Thai. I
Yeah,
wonder
she
why
she
she switched to UFC. I bet there was more opportunities for her in MMA. And she probably already exhausted her resources in Muay Thai and already went through the ranks on for that. So
Yeah, the only fight that she could probably ever want to fight in Muay Thai, it would have to be the Valentina Antonina, because they were both, those are both. I mean, those are like the mega fights because she couldn't. I guess for some reason she would. They won't fight Urena because a lot of people don't want to go up and wait to fight Urena, so they're not going to do that. So
but she fights 145, no?
who, Jermaine?
Yeah, her Muay Thai was 145.
Boy, Jermaine Durandame
I don't think
continues.
she would fight Jorena just because I think their friends are from the same country.
I ain't think it was no friends in fighting, boy. If you want to give somebody a butt whooping and the price is right, I figure you just go beat them up.
You're right, that money does talk.
Yeah, that money talk, but Jermaine. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, see, so Jermaine Durandame, boy, she's getting constantly ether. And y'all, look at y'all. Now, I wasn't trying to eat the Jermaine Durandame, but look at what you guys did. Look at what y'all made me do. Okay, now you've exposed Jermaine Durandame once again on this channel. People gonna think that I hate Jermaine. I really don't hate Jermaine, except for she ducked Cyborg. That's the only thing. That's it. That's it. The
People
only
are
thing.
really down on her because she didn't want to fight Cyborg, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I can see how that can make people turn against you, but you know what? If you don't
Yeah.
want to do the fight, then don't do the fight. That doesn't make you not a fighter. That doesn't take away from all the fights you have done and everything you have accomplished.
Mm.
Maybe she was worried about her life. I'm just saying.
Oh no, Angela, no,
I'm
you
just saying. You never know. You never know. I mean, you don't know what's going on in through her head. I mean, I don't know much about her to be honest, but
okay.
I know she has accomplished a lot, and she is an accomplished fighter. She's still a fighter, so it's easy for fans to sit there and dog on a fighter for various reasons, but they don't know what it takes and how much courage it takes to get in the ring and then face your fears. If it was a fear factor, I don't know why she didn't want to fight her. Who knows?
Yeah,
But
but it was kind of one of these things. Okay, so you had all these people. They were saying, yeah, Jermaine, you're running from Cyborg, and I'm like, wait a minute. Now some of you same people, y'all don't like Cyborg either. I mean, how you guys gonna explain that? And that's my thing. How you gonna explain it? I'm sorry, I say that too much. I'm gonna see if I can go another 10 minutes without saying how you gonna explain it. But I mean, seriously, they don't like Cyborg. They just, and I think these people are upset because she defeated Holly Holm. I'm thinking that's the root cause of all this evil, as they say in church.
hmm And there's no chance of them getting a rematch. Have they talked about that at all? Like I said, I haven't been following the UFC, but have they talked about a rematch between her and Holly Holmes?
When Jermaine actually wanted the rematch, she wanted to fight her instead of fighting Cyborg. Which, okay, you know what? Okay, so she gonna duck Cyborg. Cool. Okay, fight Holly. Okay, we'll still complain, but dog it. You know what? She's fighting a fight. So I would have been okay with her fighting Holly Holm, but Jermaine just had that hand surgery. It was legit because she was in so much pain. I'll give her this. She couldn't even close her hand. That's how bad that the hand surgery. That's how bad her hands had gotten. And And if you fight, I mean, even when I did amateur boxing, my hands always hurt. They always did. So everything hurts. I'm sure you do Muay Thai, so I'm sure everything hurt.
Everything. Was it a matter of her just turning down that fight for the moment because of her hand, and maybe leaving it to a future possibility, or it was just like, no, I'm never fighting Cyborg. I'm out of here.
Yeah, she said I ain't fighting her. No, she just said no,
Okay.
I ain't fighting her. She got a history. I'm not fighting her. So I'm like, well, God, dog. Okay.
Oh, the substance abuse history. I mean, the drug, the steroid history, right? That's what you mean.
Yeah, the history. I,
Yeah.
I think a little bit of everybody. I'm gonna be honest. It's very few clean fighters. I'm pretty sure. There's just some people ain't got caught yet. And it's a lot of fighters though. They're getting caught in the UFC. Like they're catching them.
Mm-hmm.
And USADA don't play. I've dealt with them several times when it comes to like even track athletes.
Mm-hmm.
They're relentless. And I had one guy. He tested an athlete that I was training. He tried to test him twice in the exact same month. And I'm like, man, you ain't got nothing else better to do. Like what?
Wow.
And I asked him. I said, so is the pee sample? Did that first pee sample get stale? I mean, did you need another one? Did you flush that down the toilet? And I asked him this, and the guy was like, "No, we just gotta. It's routine. It's random." I said, "No, that's not random. Come on, come on. Not twice in the same month, and
Uh-huh.
not within 20-day window. That's crazy, But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you saw
Wow.
it don't play. They don't play. So yeah, it is what it is. Okay. So listen, we'll talk a few more fights, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay.
Okay, I'll do my best, but like I said, I haven't been following anything.
Angela, it's okay
Okay.
because you're here. You are here. Like I'm speaking. I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to, and I got to keep saying this, y'all. This is the WKN champion. She's the Super Combat champion. Okay, Lion Fight is after her. Like Scott can't wait to get this girl back on Lion Fight, guys. Do you realize who I am talking to? And y'all must say, "Well, Coach, you just pumping up." No, I can do that because I want to, because I feel like it, and because she really is that good, y'all. Tell y'all, boy. Okay, so let's talk about featherweights then. Let's talk about that, okay? Because
Okay.
that's your weight class, so we can talk. All right. So what do you think about Megan Anderson? Okay, possibly
Uh-huh.
Megan Anderson. And you know who Megan Anderson is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Aussie girl.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think? Because I heard Megan Anderson is a possibility, small possibility. Her name got mixed in with Jermaine Durandame.
Mm-hmm.
They actually may try. They may. Now I'm just saying may. So for those y'all, coach didn't say this. May that there's a possibility that that fight could happen. Okay, who do you think wins between her and Jermaine?
Uh, hmm, I'll say Jermaine, just because she's got more experience. I don't want to put Megan down at all, but I from what I've seen of her technique, I think that Jermaine would have the upper hand technically. Especially like if she kept it standing. I don't really know what Megan is like on the ground, to be honest. I've only seen a couple of her fights. Um, and she kind of got rocked by Charmaine Tweet during that one fight that they had, and I just I wasn't impressed with her technique during that fight. I think that Jermaine could definitely take her. She's got the size advantage, um, but I think technically Jermaine would be a better fighter. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. See, I'm afraid. No, I'm not. I'm lying. I'm not afraid. Um, let's just say if I agreed with you,
Uh-huh.
because the professional fighter, y'all, and I'm just saying, I'm not a professional fighter, but she is. She said the exact same thing that I've been saying, but everybody gives me a hard time, Angela. Everybody gives me a hard time. I mean, these people, I have no wiggle room with these folks, Angela. Everything I say, that they pick on me. But you said the same thing. You said what I said. I think Jermaine Durandame could actually defeat Megan Anderson, and one because of that experience factor.
Mhm.
Jermaine has tons of experience. She's faced so many different styles, and Megan, she's not one dimensional, but she's not multi-dimensional. Okay, And so Jermaine, her takedown defense is very good. So she's not going to be able to stand with Jermaine. That's going to be a no. So she's going to look for the takedown. But Jermaine is she's not as easy to take down anymore. Takedown defense is okay. So
Hmm.
what is Megan going to do if Jermaine stuffs the takedowns, pops her with that jab consistently? Charmaine Twait almost knocked the girl head off. I mean, I'm just like, God, dog, you know. And Charmaine is 39 when she's 40 now. You
She's
know,
40?
yeah,
Wow, good for her.
she almost finished Megan Anderson. And I'm just saying, Megan is tough. She took it. She ate that shot like a pro. She came back and won.
Hmm.
But I think Jermaine does something totally different. I think the same shot Jermaine throws that shot. I think she going to sleep. Like, we get to see
Yeah,
if she snore or if she's a light sleeper.
you got the jokes.
Yeah, I ain't try, I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying not to be joking this time. I'm trying to almost be serious, but it's so tough. It's so tough. Okay, okay. So you got Megan and I mean you got Jermaine Durandamy winning that fight. Hot diggity dog. Okay. Let me ask you the mega question, the mother of all questions.
Okay.
Who do you think wins in a fight between Chris Cyborg and Megan Anderson? Because it's been on this particular channel, it's been on debate like crazy. Like, you just don't like Megan, you don't like her because you're just a cyborg lover.
I think based on just what I've seen, like I said, I haven't kept up with Megan since the fight with Charmaine Tweet. But I think that based on that fight and some of her other ones, she's very open
Mhm.
for Cyborg to, if she wanted to go back to just not even fighting technically, but just clubbing her to death. I think she's open for that.
Mm,
I
God.
think I think she probably could get knocked out by Cyborg with all that power that she has, and yeah, that's how I see that fight.
Yeah, man, she gonna knock her tattoo off that girl. Hey, she better wait for that fight. I'm trying to tell you, she better wait. She better get some more experience. Cause I don't know. I don't know. Okay, well, cool, cool. Yeah, like you answered those good. You need to
You
you need
think
to
so?
be.
I mean, I hate giving my opinions on other people, like because it's like I'm judging them, and I'm not really a judgy person. Because I'm like, well, I'm not gonna judge somebody. Like I'm still like learning every day. I'm learning something new. But I don't mean my critiques to be negative or like I think I'm the stuff because I don't think that at all.
No, we fight fans, and you're a fighter, but you're also a fan of what you do because that's your craft. It's okay. We can judge, we can critique. It's just fight talk, right?
Right.
Okay, if anybody get mad over your opinion, something wrong with them. Like, just tell them to go formulate their own opinion, okay? That's what you tell them. So now speaking of this, okay, you got a wrestling background. So everybody, y'all know Angela has a wrestling background. I'm telling y'all, her wrestling background is intense, okay? Tell us what is the difference between wrestling and BJJ? Because we had Mario Reno on here what's the day? Tuesday, Sunday. And she was
Mhm.
telling us about BJJ. So what's the difference between wrestling and BJJ?
Well, the big difference is BJJ, it's okay to be on your back. Wrestling, it's not. That's a good way to get the match ended. um,
Uh,
Wrestling, BJJ is kind of at a different pace than wrestling as well. Wrestling is a bit more explosive. Um, yeah, and there's no submissions in wrestling. If you were to try to get someone in an armbar, that wouldn't go over so well in a wrestling match. But,
you're disqualified, wouldn't you?
yeah, it's just very different. I think that even the wrestler, the athlete themselves is very different. Their physique is very different. Um, yeah, that's probably the biggest difference between wrestling and BJJ. I think the point systems are also different. Your objective is to get your opponent on their back to pin them. Um, or to outscore them if you can in any kind of way, but usually you just kind of want to get them on their back and get it over with. That's how I was. Yeah, but I've done BJJ. I did it for a while when I did fight MMA as an amateur, and it was hard to, in a sense, in a way, it was hard to transition to BJJ just because that whole getting on your back thing was very uncomfortable for a wrestler to transition to at the beginning. But to pick up the moves and everything, though, that part was a bit easier.
Mm.
So
You know, I watched you use your wrestling skills, and I'm gonna tell you, the MMA matches that I saw you fight, you did a really, really good job. Like when somebody would try to, when somebody actually tried to grapple you, you clearly, you know, your wrestling skill. I saw it immediately as soon as they reached up to grab you. You didn't let them actually get an inside underhook on you. You didn't let them. Then you created separation. Then you started delivering some knees, man. Like you had them in a clinch, you separated, and then bam, you started hitting them with these crazy knees. So I mean, now what is that? What is that kind? Is that like a combination of wrestling slash Muay Thai? Are
yeah,
those like?
well, I had her clenched up, and all I could hear my coach's wife, who's also a trainer. She trains us, and I could just hear her yelling, knee the F out of her. So I'm like, all right, get these knees up. And we did that. We trained that like every day in practice, just knees, they need to be high. Get your knees up, even when you're dead tired, get them up. And I was tired during that MMA fight. That one, it was only my second MMA fight, and yeah, I was super tired. I cut a bunch of weight, and I was just like, oh, I'll get these knees up.
Yeah, but it was good though. Like, cause I saw and I actually saw the technical, and I saw what Coach saw. You know, when I guess he probably first met you, he knew right off the back that you could be, you know, good. He knew it, and I was like, man, this girl can fight. Like, you know, anybody get her in the clinch, boy, they gonna hate it. Cause it was even points in the fight where you even got Urena in a good clinch, and you know she was trying to stay away because I think they already scouted you in the clinch, and they knew that you were actually very good in the clinch, and you deliver a lot of punishment. You know, and it's like wow, man. I'm like, man, this girl can fight.
I like clinching. I'll admit that, and I know, like, my reach is very. I have my reach is 6'1". I'm only 5'9", but I have a really long reach for my height. And I know my coach and even other coaches have tried to get me, hey, use your reach, use your reach. But I just love clinching.
Yeah, I think you like delivering a little bit more damage. You know, you like blood. You know, it just seemed like you like people bleeding. You know, that's
Oh,
that's
the
that's.
only blood during that fight with Torino was mine.
Hey, well, you know, it was still good. You pressing the action though. You pressing that action. You know.
I had my face looking like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Nah, it didn't. It didn't because now, cause we interviewed a couple of days later, and you couldn't even tell. Really, you couldn't. I couldn't tell you was in a fight. I mean, see,
Yeah. No,
you
my
know,
face was all right. Just during the fight, it was blood just gushing out.
yeah, but you got that Wolverine healing factor. You know, you just heal fast. You know, you sitting there laughing. I don't even know if you watch X-Men. You probably don't watch that.
I do. Oh, don't get me started on X-Men. I was a huge geek growing up. I had all the comics. I watched all the original X-Men cartoons. Yeah, I love X-Men.
Oh
I
man.
like X-Men.
Oh Lord. So wait a minute. Don't tell me you are you no, I'm a guess. I'm a guess, okay? Let Coach Adamas guess. You're a Storm fan, right?
I do like Storm, not just because she's the only black one on there.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear
I
you.
do like Storm. I like her character a lot.
Okay. Yeah, well, you probably like Psylocke, the girl that can fly with them little psychic blades, and because you like
She's
beating
cool,
people.
but I really like Jean Grey because she's the most powerful one of them all. So I really like Jean Grey. I actually went to I went to my first Comic Con earlier this year. They had one here in Puerto Rico, and I went. I was gonna go in costume, but I didn't because I just couldn't decide what I wanted to go as, and I just wanted to experience the whole Comic Con thing. But if they come here again, I'm definitely doing it.
Oh, snap! You go dress up in cosplay.
I'm
Oh,
gonna do it. I'm gonna do
oh
it.
man, hold on, Lord. I got to. I can't get this out. I got to see this. Hot diggity dog. Hot. You put on your cosplay. I might have to put. Hey, I might have to get a Coach Wolverine suit. No, I'm just playing. I ain't gonna do that. I would never do that. But hey, take my hat off to you. You got it. You got it all under control. Okay. Um, my man TC Johnson said he wants to know when is your next fight. Okay, when do you think your next fight is? That's what he said.
We're looking at early 2018. I spoke with Scott Kent, and he's been very supportive. of the situation that I've had to undergo. He knows that my gym no longer exists. Well, it's closed indefinitely. My coach is no longer in Puerto Rico indefinitely. But he knows that I'm doing my best to get training where I can, and I'm going to do what I can. And he mentioned that he would like to have me back on the show early 2018. And he said keep him posted on my situation and that he's there for me. So that shows that he's a really good guy, very supportive, and I really appreciate that, because you don't get people reaching out to you like that too much. And from the president of Lion Fight, the biggest Muay Thai promotion in the States, and they're branching out as well overseas. That means a lot to get that from somebody like that.
And guys, if y'all do not know who Scott Kent is, I'm gonna tell you, Scott Kent, that is the man when it comes to this Muay Thai. He's the man. Okay, if you Google Muay Thai, his name is gonna pop up. I've actually emailed him a couple of times, and really, he emails you quick. He's always, if you're a fan and if you got something to say, he will respond to you. Which that's what I like about Scott Kent. Very responsive. I mean, nobody. I mean, and the coach means nobody. He won't respond to. He'll respond to anybody. And and that says a lot about you if he's definitely like really wanting you back on that show. Um, but y'all, okay, our trainers left indefinitely. Pavel, where you at? Hey, this girl got the tool set. I mean, she got the natural instinct. I call it the Angela instincts. She's got these natural instincts of a fighter. This woman is going back to face brave the elements of Puerto Rico. You know that this woman gonna be able to put it together in the ring, octagon. It doesn't matter. Well, not octagon. In the ring, she gonna be able to put it together. Where y'all coaches at? Y'all should be dying to. Come on, Angela. Let's get some 5-week training camps. Come on. We'll bring you on over. Okay, we'll bring you on over. We'll pay for you. Look, 5-week training camp. Come with us because we know your potential. We know you can be good. Okay. If any of y'all you see this on archive, let's get it in. Let's get it in. She ready for some work, and that's all I can say. Angela ready for that work.
I would love to. Yeah, that would be a blessing for me. I think more than anything, I've got the heart for this sport. My heart's very big, and the dedication. So those two things definitely are not lacking on my part. And from that, I can always build my technique and whatever else I need to build to be a better fighter, to be a better athlete. I'm always open to learn. I soak everything up like a sponge. I don't have an ego or anything. So yeah, I'm down.
I can attest to it. Okay, I can attest to her. Listen, I look, this girl fighting. I don't care if I had 1 million people following me. I'm gonna be like, Angela, come on, let's have 1 million people looking at you. Come on, let's go, let's get it in. But that's my respect that I have for Angela. So I have a lot of respect. And yes, you know what? I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So I can be as biased as I want to be because I'm a fan. See, I'm not Joe Rogan. I don't have a bald head. I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm not Luke Thomas. I don't have to be objective. I can be biased all I want. So I choose to be biased. I'll just
Thank you.
I'm just playing, but yeah, and a couple of guys. We'll probably cut it off here in a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Now this is gonna make you laugh. One of the guys actually in the live stream said, "Wait a minute. His uncle has a long toenail that looks like Wolverine claws." dude put his uncle up under the bus. That's mean, Marcus. That's messed up, man. Come on, stop this. Okay, and then St. Cruz, and he says, major props to Angela, a fighter in and out of the ring. Hot diggity dog, Angela.
Thank
I
you.
love that. She said, thank you, sir. And then
Yes.
TC, girl is working on her PhD. Can't be too much free time. What?
The thing about a PhD is that you kind of do it on your own time. I do have some obligations, though, to my mentor, my professor, because through his funding is how I get paid and how my school gets paid as well. And so I do have some obligations I need to fulfill as far as conducting certain research projects. But those things, they just require, a few days, maybe a week, a couple of weeks, and you analyze the data on your own time. So yeah, I think I can manage both. I've been able to do it so far. And as things start to really get intense, then I'll deal with it from there. But when you're passionate about things, you make time for it. And I tell that to everyone. I'm very passionate about fighting. I'm very passionate about my schooling and the things that I want to do for the environment. So I make time for it. Yeah. I remember as an amateur, I was working 2 jobs. As an amateur, I was working 2 jobs, and I still wanted to fight, and I wanted to learn as much as I could, and I wanted to compete in these tournaments and blah, blah, blah. So in the jobs I was working in 2 restaurants, and anybody who's ever been a waitress, they know it's not an easy job. It takes a lot out of you. And I wasn't getting off until like 1 or 2 in the morning. I'd go to practice get up at 5, go to practice at 6, practice as much as I could, then go back to both jobs, and do that every day until it was time to fight. So
wow.
if you're passionate about something, you make time for it.
I'm telling you. Well, hey, you passionate about fighting. I appreciate you being passionate about having this interview. I don't even think it's an interview. I think we just, man, it's flowing. So
Chit chatting.
yeah, we're chit chatting, and you gave a lot of insight on what's happening in Puerto Rico. So definitely appreciate that, because it really, here in America, they don't tell us everything. So we got the news right here. Okay. And, it's just good hearing about what you're doing, because, again, you are a talented fighter. This girl done had knee surgery. She done had back issues. I mean, folks, God, look at this. Look at this champion. Look at this warrior that's sitting right here in front of y'all. Y'all don't even get why I'm so excited. Y'all just don't get it. I mean, it's not just a conversation with anybody. This is a conversation with a true champion. A true champion. A coach's dream. A coach, like a trainer's dream. A person who gonna come every day, whether they sick, upset. They coming every day to bring the heat to anybody that want to come get some. Anybody want a piece, they can have a piece, because she gonna give it to you. That's, guys, I'm talking to Angela Riptide Whitley, y'all. I'm sorry. I cannot really big up this girl enough. I just can't. I can't find no more words to do it, because I think I've said them all. But, I appreciate you, definitely taking time out, away from your family. I know your mom probably cooking. The dog is barking, you know. But
My mom's sleep. It's already. Oh, it's 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, she's done for the night.
yeah. Yeah, but it's been so fun, and guys, definitely, you guys go ahead, and you guys definitely follow Angela, and I'll have it in the description link, okay, and I will definitely, we'll definitely do this again, and we'll get my boy Amazing Eric on, and I'm gonna tell you, the podcast with Eric is crazy, it's extremely crazy, but we have a lot of fun though. We have a lot of fun.
I look forward to it. I'll try it. Well, I don't know if the communications have improved in Puerto Rico for us to be able to converse like this. If the signal will be strong enough. But when I get back and I see how things are there, we can have another chat, and I can tell you if things have improved from the on-ground perspective, not from what Trump is saying, giving himself an A+. But
his approval rating just went down like 20 more points. Like, man, like this is the lowest it's ever been in history of any president. Dang.
That's a shame.
That's terrible. Horrific. Horrific.
Yeah, I'll try to give you an update as soon as I can, so people can be more in the loop about what's going on over there, and what ways that they can help if they're interested.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's talk. Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, that really is selfish. Okay. So what can people do to actually, if they actually want to help, or because they said if they send it to you, you're gonna distribute it to your neighbor. So what does people have to do?
Well, if you do want to send me packages, I can give my PO box, no problem. And you have my word, I'll gladly distribute whatever is sent. But there are several organizations out there, and then most of them are pretty legit. I could probably research the most popular ones that are really like very active, and I'll share that information with you, and you can post it. But yeah, definitely donate anything that you can. I know people saying that money is better than anything, but people need things too, and for whatever reason, they're not getting them. Even if it's like healthcare products, even feminine hygiene products, canned food, you know, whatever you can, maybe decent quality canned food or something better than Chef Boyardee.
Okay.
If you can, you know, if you can.
So, okay. Yeah, and definitely, I know there are a lot of places that they're going to try to take advantage. So, and I know if Angela has researched them, I know she's going to figure out if they're legit. So, and then if you give me the information, I'll put it up and I'll make a very good presentation. I will definitely take my time. I won't make a rap about it, but I'll take my time, and I'll make it look real presentable, and then we just put it up. But if she researches some guys, it's gonna be legit. Okay, anything that Angela tells you is gonna be legit. So she's not gonna send you any kind of information to where you got people stealing or doing all kind of other crazy stuff. So yeah.
And
So
I can have that information for you, like within the next few minutes to an hour. And within an hour, I'll have that information to you.
okay, well definitely then give it to me, and I will. And like I said, I'll present it. I'll present it very, very nicely, and I promise. And you'll be pleased with it. Hey, that's pretty good. Okay, but
Thank
but guys, for my good friend Angela Riptide Whitley, this is Coach Shelton Harrison. Angela, anybody you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Yeah, well, I want to thank everyone who did tune in and listen. You know, those of you who don't know anything about me, thank you for your time. Thank you for your interest. And I'd like to just give a shout out to all of the people who I've met along the way these past week and a half, just being in the States. All of the people I've trained with at the American Combat Club in Orlando. Coach Mike Bell out there helping me, taking his time to show me some things. And here in Killeen, Texas, Coach Chad Turner, sorry. Thank you for helping me as well. I just appreciate just everyone showing me some love and support. So
Awesome.
shout out to everyone back in Puerto Rico, every single person. You know, we're gonna make it. So Puerto Rico's gonna rise up. It's gonna take time, but we can do it. So we just have to keep working together.
Okay, folks, that was Angela Riptide Whitley with Coach Sheldon Harrison on Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live on behalf of LDBCSports.com. Guys, we will. I'll definitely put this up on LDBC Sports, and I'm gonna actually spread this around as many social media sites as I can. And definitely, and guys, the video will come up about where to send support. For some of you guys that you guys want to get past the keyboard, that's cool. Get past the keyboard and send or dig into. Hey guys, look, this can be a good thing. Okay, so that's it. Goodbye, and we out.
Thank you.